Hey, Shalom, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Hakadosh, the ones apostles, bishops, others, a great millstone, and Shalom, true brothers in the highways and byways, doing the work sincerely and faithfully, and continuing fighting that good fight of faith, Lord willing, we're found in the number to be delivered. All right, so I'm going to start off with a clip that I put on a couple of videos, in the past, and it's one of my favorite clips here. The message is clear, it's precise, and Babylon needs to take warning. But the point being made of this lesson tonight is to show you that everything's on the time of the Lord. The Lord sets the appointed time. All right, so let me play this clip first without further ado. Fair use for educational purposes only.
If you want to have war, you will get war. If you want to destroy China, you will be destroyed. If you want to impose nuclear war on China, you will be wiped out by nuclear war. This is very serious. China's policy is very clear. China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot. If you have not watched the Victory Day parade in Beijing on September the 3rd, one of the weapons China demonstrated, 60 nuclear warheads, plus one hydrogen bomb. Now, in the world of today, let me tell you, which country has hydrogen bomb?
All right, so you get the gist, right? So, this is, let's get his name right. This is Victor Zaki Goye, born 1962, is a prominent Chinese international relations expert, academic, and lawyer, widely known as the former English interpreter for Deng Xiaoping. He serves as the vice president of the Beijing-based Center for China and Globalization, and is prominent, outspoken defender of Chinese policy and global media. All right, so this is who he is. All right, and he was the one that made that message. If you want war, you're gonna get war. Right. So as we know, President Trump is now in China. All right, let's take a look at this here. Meeting with the Chinese president, and also, once again, fair use for educational purposes only. See that? So President Trump is in China meeting with the president. Now, you don't send a strong message like this unless you're ready to back it up. And China is truly ready to back up everything that they say. Why? First and foremost, America's messing with a country that China has major interest and assets in. That's first. And he clearly makes mention of, in another clip, of the working relationship that they have with Iran. So, getting back to the point, America has now, put a team of high-ranking, CEOs and delegates to take that ride over to China. So you'd ask why? Well, let's read this first. As of May 2026, President Donald Trump traveled to China with a delegation of over a dozen top U.S. business leaders. Now, why are these leaders over there? This is the president going to speak to another president, and you're taking business leaders over there? Because now is that time. We're in the time of now of that major transitioning. Okay? You've heard it for many years, especially from the men of the Lord, from the apostles on down. But now it's about to come to pass. All right? He ain't bringing all these top, businessmen and leaders over to China for no damn reason. They're about to collapse the dollar and implement the new world currency. All right? Which we know and understand it's going to be, a digital component to it, but it's ultimately going to lead to the MOTB. All right? So let's take a look at the individuals and CEOs who are on this trip. Okay? CEOs and executives in the delegation include Kelly Ortberg, he's the CEO of Boeing. Brian Sykes, the CEO of Cargill. Jane Fraser, Citibank. Jim Anderson, Cormorant. H. Lawrence Culp, GE Aerospace. David Salmon, Goldman Sachs. Jacob Theisen, Illumina. Michael Mcback, MasterCard. Dana Powell McCormick, Meta. Sonia Morita, Micron. Cristiano Almond, Qualcomm. Ryan McIntyre, Visa. All right? So the majority of these people are people who deal with finances. This isn't just a visit to China. This is a visit because the financial structure of America in the world is about to change. Okay? And on top of that list, Elon Musk and Navitas Jensen Hung. Okay? These individuals are key players. All right? In the upcoming shift, financial shift to America and the world. So again, what I say about it's the Lord's time, this is what's happening. The Lord has put the spirit on these countries, these leaders, to have peace amongst themselves, to get this thing implemented, to get this thing started. If it was up to China, they would have blew America off the map a long time ago. Okay? They would have done away with America years ago. This is Obadiah 1:7. It says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. All right? So right now, China is at peace with America. But this peace is only going to go so far. And this is why it says, they that were at peace with thee have deceived thee. Because of China is one of those major countries that has that nuclear missile that's going to destroy Babylon the Great. All right? As he stated, you want war, you'll get war. But this is what the Lord is doing. The Lord is putting that spirit of, I don't want to say peace, but he's putting that spirit of communication between these people, all these leaders. All right? So be prepared. Be fully prepared to wake up, because it's not going to be in the newspaper on Channel 7. They're going to just come with it. They're going to come with it, and people are going to be surprised, and people are going to lose their damn minds, because what they have been told all these years is going to come to pass, and now they ain't going to have no choice but to accept it or reject it. All right? And it says that all the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. You think America's going to sit there? You think China's going to sit there and sympathize with America? Empathize with America? Absolutely not. When it's time to go, it's time to launch, they go and launch. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. Psalms 83. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Now, why is that? Why is this verse being brought up, right? Let's take a look at these names again. Okay? This is a crafty counsel. Okay? All these big wigs, all these key players, this is a crafty counsel right here. And you all know Elon Musk, here he is, just a car manufacturer, so to say, involved with, AI coming products, riding on Air Force One. with the president. So you know damn well, if that man's on Air Force One, he damn near have more power than the president. Okay? Because the technology, so-called, lies within his hands. All right? So be ready and you're being warned. The time is at hand. Okay, let's continue on. Let's continue on. Okay. There's Ecclesiastes 1:9. It says, the thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Now, going back to that crafty counsel, there's been counsels and counsels throughout the years. All right. And at the end of it all, these councils have been created to wipe out and to eliminate and to erase the children of Israel. Okay? But again, there's no new thing under the sun. Esau Edom has always led the charge when it comes to crafty counsel. Okay? Always. And it's been proven throughout history. It's been proven throughout the scriptures that Esau has been leading the charge. Let's go back. Let's open this up. Psalms 83. And we'll jump down. We'll read down and go from there. It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Here's the point. The tabernacle of Edom. All right? So Edom has always been at the head when it came to the demise or the destruction or the erasing or the enslavement of the children of Israel. The tabernacles of Edom and of the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, Assur also joined with them. All right? They have holden the children of Lot, Salah. Okay? So the point being made is that Esau Edom is always at the front of the demise of the children of Israel. Okay? So, going back to this tabernacle, this crafty counsel, these spirits have been here before. This ain't anything new. There's nothing new under the sun. Same spirits, just different bodies. Same agenda. Okay? So, but now we have been blessed to see these things happening in the end times. This is the key thing about it. We're living in the end times. So these very same spirits that was back during the time of Psalms, the 83rd chapter, are coming full circle 2026. All right? So there's not much more that needs to go on out here. We're at the brink of the demise of Babylon the Great. The Lord is about to break the bonds of this place. All right? Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed. What do you think that crafty counsel is going to do? What do you think these top CEOs are going to China and sitting down with the president of China and the Chinese government? What do you think they're going to do? They are going to put together unrighteous decrees. Okay? And those decrees that they're going to put forth aren't anything that one's going to look forward to seeing. It's just a matter of time. The warnings have been given. The prophets have been warning. The Lord has put the Spirit on the kings of the earth to put forth the motion to get the MOTB started and implemented and in full swing. This is all what it's going to boil down to. Charagma, incision, to submerge, under, to implant. This is what's happening. You've been warned, you've been told, and if you don't believe it, then you may get taken by it. So we're going to see how this unfolds within the next couple of weeks with this group, this motley crew of CEOs, and as they call them, the delegation going over to China to deal. All right. So Lord willing, I'm going to see you brothers on the next one. I'm going to say shalom.